Welcome back, family. Today, the Lord is saying that a major move is coming your way. A major move is coming your way. If you have been believing God for major moves in your life, then I want you to really listen up, pay attention, and I want you to do this. Also, start to declare major moves by the anointing, the power, and the blessing of the Lord that will be upon you. Now, this is what the Lord was saying, though. He says, major moves are coming your way, but when you move, then God will move. Some of you have been waiting far too long for those physical moves. That means those literal moves, locational moves, that type of thing. But also some of you have been waiting way too long for those spiritual moves because you keep waiting and waiting and waiting instead of taking a step of faith, a leap of faith, doing something that will ignite the hand of God to move on your behalf. God, a lot of times, will say, I'm waiting on you. We're like, God, I'm waiting on you. And he looks back at us and he says, I'm waiting on you. You have to remember that in order to activate the hand of God in your life, not only does that require you to be faithful and to do those things that the Lord has been calling you to do, but it also requires this: a step of faith. You know, there are too many believers that have been waiting past their due date. They've been waiting far too long for the hand of God to move in their life because they just don't understand that you have to do something. So today, if this is your word and you've been believing God for a major move, I want you to release a seed of faith connected to that move. Whatever the amount is up to you and God. But God is saying, when you move, then he will move. This is not just talking about a faith move, but also a literal step of faith move. So that means doing something. That means releasing something. You know, we've been talking a lot about that, about releasing so that we can receive. Some of you, God has been saying, you need to release those old things, old habits, okay? But also, what else, physically speaking, has God been calling you to release? Some of you, he's been saying, you need to release that old car. I just felt that from the Spirit right now. Release that old car so that you can receive the new. That has happened to us so many times before, and God has truly released more into our life when we released something, okay? Some of you, God has been saying, you need to release those old clothes. You need to release that storage unit. You need to release that house. You need to release that relationship even. What is it that you are holding on to that God says you have to make a move? And when you move, God will move. Major moves are coming your way, but do something today by faith, all right, to activate that in your life. So if you are planting a seed of faith and by faith, then I am joining with you, believing that the hand of God is going to move on your behalf. And I cannot wait to hear your testimony. All right. I love you, family. Be blessed, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.